Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Alexis if you're new, and if you're returning, it is so nice to have you back. In this video, we'll be going over my history as a pharmacy technician, where I started and how I got where I am now, working from home remotely as a pharmacy technician. So yeah, if that's something that interests you, stick around and let's get into the video. Okay, so I want to start with why I became a pharmacy technician in the first place. This is way back. In like 2016, 2017, when I was going to Old Dominion University in Norfolk, Virginia, and I was working part-time at a CVS, just trying to get some extra funds as a broke college student. And I remember one day I was working at the front desk, and the manager of the store told me that if I was ever interested in being cross-trained and working in the back as a pharmacy technician, to let him know, and he can get me trained in that area as well. And I was just a little new there. So I wasn't there that long before he told me that. So it was something I thought about. I went back to my dorm room and I was hanging out with my friends, and I told them about it, and they were just like, girl, you better do it. There's a lot of money in that. And they were just like hyping my head up about it. So I was like, okay. And I went ahead and just did some research about it. And then like when I went back to work, I just observed people in the pharmacy, and they were just like some real baddies working in the pharmacy at the time when I was working at the front desk. And I was just like, wow, like they look good. Their hair's done, their nails done. Like, they look like they got their stuff together. So I was like, you know what? Let me tell him I'm interested. So I told him I was interested, and I got cross-trained. He did exactly what he said he was going to do. It was very fast paced, but it was fun. I mean, I was young. Everything was just like, nothing was too serious back then for me. I wasn't paying any bills. So I was really just chilling, just getting the experience. So I was doing that for a while, and I think I was doing a good job. People had nothing but good things to say about me there. Unfortunately, though, I got fired. I lost my job at CVS because, you guys, like, I didn't know this counted as stealing. So definitely don't do this. Don't try this at home. But I basically, when I was working at the front desk, I was getting, I had like a little CVS card, like my own personal one. And when customers were ringing up merchandise and they didn't have their own CVS card, and if they didn't want to sign up, I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to scan mine and get the points. But that ended up catching up with me. I didn't know it was considered stealing. But yeah, long story short, I got fired from that job, which was it was sad because he didn't want to do it. Like me and the manager was so cool, and it was just like, it just sucked, but it is what it is. But I ended up joining the military anyway, like in the middle of my degree at Old Dominion University. I don't even remember if I finished a semester there, but I ended up joining the Army because I was broke, and I something was going on with my tuition. I can't remember, but I was just super broke, and I was just like, I got this email randomly, like when I was going to school, like I was just like in my dorm room, and I got this email from an on-campus recruiter, and in the email, it was just like all this money, just like tuition and GI Bill and just all these different things that I could get money for just from being in the Army. And I was just like, yeah, I'm a very like, I'm gonna be honest, like I'm a very like, well, I've gotten better now, but I used to be very like spontaneous or impulsive. I think impulsive is more of the word. I try to say spontaneous because it sounds better, but no, I was just very impulsive when I was younger. And as soon as I got the email, I think I went to the Army recruiter's office either the same day or the very next day. It was insane. And I signed my life away. Anyway, so I ended up coming back because I didn't go active. I joined the Army National Guard, which lets you come back home and work at a location, locally. So when I got back, I just decided to continue my pharmacy technician career. That was kind of like my first taste of the healthcare field. And I can't remember what I was going to school for originally at Old Dominion University. I think I want to say it was communications. Like my degree was very, very basic. Like I had no idea what I really wanted to do. For a little bit, I thought I wanted to be a news reporter, but that idea went away very quickly. So yeah, that was my first taste in the healthcare field. And I was just like, yeah, this seems like more of something, you know, this fits me more. I was just like, yeah, this fits me more. So anyway, fast forward, I got back from basic training and everything. I continued my pursuit of becoming a certified pharmacy technician at Tidewater Community College, because when I got back, I realized, or I found out that I owed ODU money, and I was like, dang, like I can't pay that right now. So I had the Army pay for my schooling at TCC, and the certification program was only 2 months long. Like it was very quick, and I was like, yeah, like I'm definitely going to do this. The program was really easy. I can't really remember it, you guys. Like that was so long ago. So if you have any questions about it, I'll try my best to answer, but it was so long ago. But yeah, the program, like it flew by. It was only 2 months long. I had a great experience. The only part of the pharmacy technician program that was kind of challenging for me was the math portion, because I've never been good at math, and cross multiplication also wasn't really my strong suit, but I did fine. Like I passed the course, I passed my certification exam the first time, and yeah, it wasn't that hard. So, I mean, if I can do it, I know you guys can do it. And I struggle with math, like all of my academic career. So if I can do it, you guys can do it too. We also had an internship in that program that required us to get hands-on experience and get some hours at a actual pharmacy, like working at an actual pharmacy. So our internship was at Walgreens. And yeah, that was basically my first, it was my first job too. I ended up working at Walgreens right after my internship, but it was like my first taste of working in the pharmacy, and it was okay. Like the pharmacy I worked at, it was a Walgreens, and it was like in a decent area. I could tell like it was a little bit of drama there when I got there, so that kind of didn't rub me the right way. But as far as like the job itself, like, I don't know, I think they took it really easy on me. So I enjoyed it. Like I had a good time working at that pharmacy. I forgot how long the internship was, but obviously it wasn't too long. It was probably like 2 weeks, or I don't know how long internships are. I can't remember, but if I can find it, I'll put it on the screen. But yeah, I had a good experience there. The pharmacist was a guy who was really chill, was really cool. The girls that were training me were really cool, really chill. And yeah, that was that. All right, now let's get into my job experience. So my job experience, like I said, my first job was at Walgreens. I got hired at Walgreens like right away. I was getting paid like $12 and something an hour. It was really on the low end. But I did get a lot of experience there before I left. It was very fast paced. That Walgreens was so fast paced. It was super busy. Like it had like a large volume of customers. The system also, to me, in my opinion, it was not that easy to like work. It was like, I would say it was probably easier than CVS's system. CVS has a really I don't know. CVS has a system that's a little bit more complicated to understand, in my opinion. And then Walgreens is probably like second from that. I would say the easiest systems or EMR systems that I used as a pharmacy technician was Walmart and Sam's Club, because they use the same thing. So Walmart basically. But yeah, my experience at Walgreens was okay. Like I said, it was very busy, really fast paced. It wasn't really any drama there. I worked with a lot of older women. And yeah, it was just super busy. That's the only thing I can remember working there. But I was only there for a few months, and I got a better offer from Walmart. It was like $15 and some change, like $15.75 or something like that. And I was like, oh yeah, like I jumped for that, y'all. Like I was excited. And this is back when I was working, like I had my own place, my own car. My mom had given me her car. So I wasn't paying a car note, just car insurance and rent at the time. So this is before I got my own car. I did get my own car, and was making car payments and paying car insurance and everything like that, and my rent, when I started working at Walmart. but we'll get into that in a second. So yeah, I accepted the job offer at Walmart. It was actually not too far from my house, so it was a perfect location. When I first got there, I knew one of the girls that worked there from high school, and then there was like a couple of other girls like around my age, and it was like cool so far. And like the pharmacists, a lot of them were younger and just like really chill. The manager though, that was like the downside. Like me and the manager did not get along. It was just like, I don't know, like it was just, I don't know. She just didn't like me. I'm going to just be honest. I'm going to just put it like that. She didn't like me. I don't know why she didn't like me, but she just didn't like me. And when I started working there, like some of the girls had told me that, you know, they had bumped heads with her as well when they first started working there. But then she started calming down a little bit. But I don't know. I don't know what her problem was, but we bumped heads a lot. Like she just was so like hard. It made my learning experience there so much harder. It took me a lot longer to learn because like I felt like I was always walking on eggshells with her. And I just felt so like, it was just such a toxic environment working there, you guys. Like there was so much drama that took place that I'm not even going to get into, but because like you have to remember, like working in a pharmacy is like you're working in a small box. You're working in a small box with like, how many people? Like maybe like 6-7 people in there, I think at once. And if you have an issue with anybody in that pharmacy, like that could just make like the whole work environment, your whole experience, it could just tank it because, you know, you have to see them and work in very close proximity to them. So it just makes like the whole situation worse. So yeah, like it a little bit later, like towards the end, we did start to like get along a lot more. I like had a conversation with her like on a weekend when it was just me and her working and maybe one other person. And I was just trying to get to understand like what, you know, where the issue might have came from, if it was something I did. And we kind of like had like a little bit of a heart to heart. And things calmed down from there. I'll say that. But yeah, I didn't stay there that much longer either. It just, like I said, it was a very toxic environment. It also wasn't in the best area. It wasn't too far from my house, but my house, like I lived in a very quiet, really calm neighborhood. And when I got to work, I guess like the area around it was just like full of not so nice areas. So the environment, like working at that Walmart, it was just like a lot of like different crowds of people coming in, like that were just like really like ghetto. I'm gonna just say it was just like a ghetto like area to work in. But yeah, as far as Walmart's EMR system, it is so much easier. It was so much easier to like understand. It took me a while, but it was easy to understand once I got it. Their benefits are better. They have a lot more safeguards in place to protect you from making like mistakes when it comes to filling medications and dispensing medications. So I appreciated that about Walmart. I don't remember Walgreens or CVS being that cautious. Like they kind of like, I don't know. I feel like Walmart and Sam's Club were way more safer than CVS and Walgreens was. So if you are more like particular, like you want to like make sure you work at a place where your certification doesn't get taken away from something dumb happening, because something gets by and, I don't know, anything can happen. So it just, I rather like work somewhere where it's a lot more stricter just because like, it's a lot less likely for you to have an accident or make a mistake. Okay. So this is where my medical assistant career kind of like came about. I left Walmart and I got hired at a primary care office, at a physician's office at like as a front desk receptionist. And they hired me because I guess I had, customer service experience, and they hired me as a pharmacy technician, but really I was just a medical receptionist, which is kind of weird. But I was happy. Like I enjoyed it there. I think I got paid like a little bit more. I can't remember how much, but it wasn't that much more from Walmart, let's be honest. And yeah, I was working at the front desk at first, and, they told me, the same thing, back at CVS, my other manager told me like if I was interested in working in the back to let them know, and they'll get me cross trained. And I was like, sure, like I am interested. I'm always interested for more money. So anyway, yeah, they got me cross-trained, all that stuff. I went ahead and pursued getting my medical assistant certification on my own. I got that. And then after working there I was there for a couple of years. I kind of got tired of it. Like they had me floating around a lot, like at different offices. It wasn't, I could never just wake up and like go to my own office and go to my own desk and just like, you know, do my regular routine. I would wake up to a text, hey, we need you to float through this office. Hey, we need you to float here. And it was just like annoying because, you know, I was a really good worker. Like I was a really good like medical assistant. And they used me as both a front desk receptionist and as a medical assistant. So they floated me around so much more, I feel like, than other people because I had that experience. So that kind of got old pretty quickly and I just needed a break. So I went back to the pharmacy. I got an offer from Sam's Club. It was like, I think, $19 or something like that. It was like a lot more. And I was used to their system because I worked at Walmart. So I had experience with their EMR system. So it made things much easier. Sam's Club was so much more pleasant, you guys. I made friends there. Like, the environment was not toxic at all. The customers that came in, it was more like privileged customers. Let's just be honest. But yeah, I'm just being honest. But it wasn't like as much drama as it was working at the Walmart that I was working at. I'm not saying that all Walmarts are like that. It might have just been my Walmart, but that's just my experience. And yeah, Sam's Club was chill for a little bit. I ended up getting fired from there too. I'm gonna be honest. I got fired from Sam's Club because I was late I was late a lot because it was a lot further from my house and I'm not a morning person and just a bunch of excuses. I was a lot younger and I was making dumb choices then around that time. So I was late a lot, and Walmart and Sam's Club have like this point system, and you get points if you're late or if you call out or stuff like that. And once you get to 5 points, they can fire you. And I remember like the manager told me that she's a very fair manager, and I love this manager too. She was like really professional, really sweet, really like fair. Like I loved her. And she did tell me like, you know, hey, you're getting close to the 5 points. And if you get to the 5 points, I'm a fair person. I've let other people go in the past. I have to let you go too. And I was like, okay, I understand. And back during that time, I think I was going through a lot too, you guys. Like I was in a rough period around that time. And I just like in my mind, like, I don't know. I just wasn't even like, I kind of was at a point where I just didn't care. And I ended up losing that job. But the good thing is I was still part-time as a medical assistant at the other job. So I just went back there full-time. I didn't want to because I wasn't ready. I really did enjoy Sam's Club. It was such a peaceful environment. But yeah, so I went back to the other job and they actually asked me like, because I was really cool with the manager there, and they were just like, hey, like, are you more interested in this? Are you more interested in this? And, you know, I can hook you up. Like she was really cool. So I ended up, she ended up putting me in a different place where I didn't get floated. I don't think at all, actually. And like, it was just, I think I was working at an urgent care actually. And yeah, I was just like, it wasn't as bad. It wasn't that bad. It was still like, you know, it was kind of fast paced because it was urgent care, but I mean, it wasn't as bad as having to float around everywhere. So from there, because I almost forgot, from there, I stayed, you know, working as a medical assistant, and then I ended up leaving that job and I started working somewhere else as a medical assistant. And then I left that job and I started working at the outpatient hospital, the CPhT outpatient hospital, as a pharmacy technician. And that place wasn't so bad either. I actually, you know, got along with my coworkers, and it wasn't as fast paced because it was kind of like a new pharmacy that kind of just got built not too long ago, or just opened up not too long ago. I'm not sure. And I wasn't there that long either. I think like 9 months. But the system, that EMR system was a little tricky. It was a little bit, it wasn't actually, no, it wasn't too hard. I don't want to say it was hard to catch on to. I think it's called Liberty. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. That system is called Liberty. And I wouldn't say it's hard to catch on to, but it's just a little finicky. It was just a little, I don't know. I don't think it took me too long to catch on. And then by that time, I was already like I had a lot of experience as a pharmacy technician, and just like as a, like in the healthcare field anyway. So I don't think it took me that long to catch on to that system. And then they taught me compounding, because a lot of you kept asking me like how I got into compounding. I didn't get a certification. I didn't go to school or anything for that. I just got trained on the job. Like most of them there got trained on the job by the manager, because the pharmacy manager there at the time, he had a lot of experience like in compounding and stuff like that. So, and it was very easy, you guys. It's really just like you crush up the pills, you pour it in a liquid, you shake it up, and there you go. Like, I mean, it's not exactly like that easy, but it's basically like that easy. Like, so that's why I keep trying to tell you guys, like, don't worry. Like, it's not what you think it is. And you don't need to, I mean, you could get a certification for it, and maybe it would, you know, boost your chances in getting hired in a compounding pharmacy, if that's what you desire. But 9 times out of 10, they'll probably just train you on the job. If you have your national certification, especially, they're more willing to hire you anyway, because a lot of people just have state. So yeah. What else? Oh yeah, I'm nationally and state certified. I forgot to let you guys know. So I'm state certified in Virginia, and I'm also nationally certified. So make sure if you have your state, you also get nationally certified, because that's highly preferred. If not like a requirement at this point, like for most pharmacies, like want that. So is being a pharmacy technician worth it? I would say yes, like a strong yes. Like I would say that if I had to do it all over again, I think I would have just, no, I'm not going to say that. Like I actually enjoyed getting the experience working as a medical assistant as well. And then also like I enjoyed being able to switch between the two whenever I got bored or tired of the other one. So I don't think I regret that, but I would say that being a pharmacy technician, I've definitely gotten paid way more, and I'm still getting paid more. I've climbed like that ladder, like that wage ladder, and I'm getting paid a lot more than I've ever gotten paid at any other job. And I'm working from home as a pharmacy technician right now. And I love it, you guys. I've always wanted to work from home. Like I'm an introvert. I am a homebody. I am an introvert. I'm not really like the most social like butterfly. Working from home, I do have to talk to members on the phone, but it's like basically what I would do anyway in person, but I just get to do it in the comfort of my own house. So, and they can't see my face. Like we don't have to be so close to each other. Like, I don't know. There's so many benefits. Like I love it, you guys. And I actually might do a video about different jobs, that you can apply for that are work from home jobs or remote jobs, different like, websites that you can go to search for these, because as I've been working from home, I found other opportunities where you can work from home too. So I'm definitely going to make maybe like a short or maybe like a long form video. I'm not too sure yet, but I'm going to make another video about that as well. The pharmacy you decide to work at really makes a big difference, because like I said before, like the environment really can make or break your whole experience there. So just make sure that like when you're getting an interview at a pharmacy, like try to get them to give you like a tour of the pharmacy, and just so you can get like a feel of like the vibes in there. Maybe as you're getting interviewed, just like sit there and kind of like observe the pharmacy from afar and just see how people interact with each other, because that's what I've done too. Like, but that can really make or break the whole situation. I would say like being a pharmacy technician, it's not that hard. The job is not that hard. It's a little bit it's not that hard, but I would say that it's really the hardest part to me, at least, is just the people that I work with, and maybe like the environment, like the customers that come in, the patients that come in that you have to deal with too. But yeah, definitely would say that be really choosy with which pharmacy you decide to work at. Financially, I would say being a pharmacy technician is also worth it. I have been able to afford my car note, my rent, my car insurance, you know, light bill, water bill, all that stuff with just my pharmacy technician pay. And then my Army paycheck is just like extra. So I would say, you know, and I live alone. I don't have any children, no dependents, anything like that. So I would say that, yeah, like I've been able to afford my lifestyle, and, you know, I'm a little like, I'm working on it. I'm getting better at it, but I like to spend money sometimes, like, you know, too much. I've been able to afford my lifestyle with that job so far. I definitely want to do better. I definitely am not just stopping here. This is not the end goal. But, you know, as a young, like, adult, like in her 20s, like my early 20s to here now, I'm 27 years old now. I've been able to afford, you know, my lifestyle, which is, you know, being a pharmacy technician. I wasn't even making as much as I'm making now. So yeah, that I would say you don't have to worry about. too much depending on like your own personal circumstances and, you know, your lifestyle and all that. So consider that. I love being a pharmacy technician in the sense of like being able to work in the healthcare field, but not be so hands-on with patients. I being a medical assistant, it was really nice. I really loved it because I love both. I don't even know how to put it. Like I love having being a medical assistant. I love playing that much of a role in the health of other people. Like, you know, being able to assess them, you know, first before the doctor comes in the room or before the healthcare provider comes in the room, and like, you know, being able to give vaccines and take blood pressures and doing whatever like type of like procedure, like assisting in procedure, stuff like that. It's really interesting. It's really fun. It's really like, what's the word I'm looking for? Fulfilling. Being a pharmacy technician though, sometimes like, I don't know, like for a while, like it just got kind of old. Like I just got tired of being a medical assistant at some point, and I just wanted to go back to just like having my distance from people and just like focusing on dispensing, you know, medication properly and just like helping them in that manner. Either way, I love helping people, but like I just didn't want to be so hands-on anymore. They both have their pros and cons, and maybe I can do like a comparison video another time because I don't want to do that in this video. But being a pharmacy technician, I'll say the pros are just like, you know, you get paid a decent amount. You stand up all day for the most part. So I guess if you're into like physical fitness, you get to move around a lot. You don't just sit in one place a lot. Time goes by pretty quickly because you're always like working. Like most pharmacies are super busy. So just keep that in mind. That's kind of a pro and a con. But I would say that a pro of being a pharmacy technician is also like having the ability to work in different like settings. Like you can work in outpatient, you can work in inpatient, you can work at a regular retail pharmacy, you can work from home. You can do so many different things with being a pharmacy technician. So that's something else that I would say is a pro. I would say they have good benefits. And yeah, it just really keeps you busy. I mean, I can't really think of a lot of pros at this moment, but I would definitely put some on the screen if I can think of it. As far as cons, like I said earlier, it just depends on the environment that you work in and the people that you're working with. It's also super busy, like I mentioned in the pros. So if that's like a problem for you, then you probably want to go for something else. The chances of getting burnt out in the pharmacy is a lot more likely than, you know, than getting burnt out as a medical assistant, in my opinion. Again, I don't want to do like a comparison video, but in this video, but I would say that, yeah, like I got burnt out a lot more quickly working in the pharmacy than I did as a medical assistant. And yeah, you guys, that's really all I had for this video. I really hope I got to answer most, if not all, of your questions. And yeah, if you have any questions, of course, definitely leave them in the comment section. And yeah, I will catch you guys in the next video. I really appreciate you for watching. If you made it this far, I really appreciate you for subscribing. If you have subscribed, if you haven't, please consider doing so. And I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Love you guys and bye.